Welcome, podcast listeners. It is episode number 273 of the Fret Talk podcast. You are here with your host and proud owner of 1,500 subs on YouTube, Mr. BudgetPedalChap. That's me. Yay!
Woo!
Oh, you're the man. Woo! We love you. I imagine that's what all like 1,500 people would be doing if they were in a room and not just digits on a computer screen.
Absolutely.
We'll find out. I mean, I know that definitely one of them is me. I would be doing that if I was in a room with me. But you're also here with your another host, aka Mr. Matt Quine. Say hi, Matt.
Hi, Matt.
Yeah, he did the thing. Yeah, like this is classic Fret Talk, this isn't it? Classic
this is back to the old school.
Indeed. We are going solo together. Together.
Yeah.
We're a duo this week.
Yeah.
There's no
definitely not doing a duet.
No. No. I'll do the Dolly Parton bits. You can be Kenny Rogers.
Okay. I don't know who that is.
Oh dear.
Of course I know who Kenny Rogers is. He's the one who knows when to hold them, right?
He knows when to hold them. He knows when to fold them as well. I imagine.
Sounds like a good poker player.
Well, he knows how to poker as well, by the sounds of it.
Whee! This is definitely like the old times.
That isn't. It is. We were talking last week about like the inappropriateness of the Friedman amps, and then we just opened this podcast like this. So hypocrisy. Thy name is BudgetPedalChap. But hey ho, right? So let's start a podcast. Let's do it. Yeah. So Matt, how are you?
I'm good, thank you very much. How are you?
I mean, we are both wrapped up in the warmest of warm things.
There's a massive energy crisis. The gas prices have plummeted through the floor for gas companies, but gone through the roof for consumers. So I'm not putting my heating on. In fact, it was up to me. We would have cancelled our heating, but apparently the missus wants to have hot water so she can wash the dishes. And it just, we have company round. You can't not heat the house anytime.
That's it.
But if it was up to me,
why can't we give people paper plates? Fuck it, fuck the environment.
So yeah, I'm here in my girlfriend's giant fluffy fleece. I don't really know what it's not a jumper because it unpops at the sides and becomes like a kimono kind of like it's a fluffy blanket with a hood in the middle and a hole in the head that you can button the sides down.
Yeah. Mine is called an Oodie, which I didn't know that I was missing in my life until my mum found a discount code for their official website and bought everyone in the family one. And we thought she was mad last year. We'd be like, why would we need this? But like, as per usual, she was correct. Yeah. So like we are all reaping the benefits this year, sitting in these hoodies, which is a very similar thing. It's basically like an oversized hoodie that's made out of blanket.
Yeah. So my partner also has one of those, which she's been wearing tonight before she went to bed. But yeah, like again, giant oversized hoodie with this kind of fluffy material on the inside and just a different color version on the outside. And yeah, just massively oversized.
Yeah. Like traps all of the heat.
Yeah.
I mean, if you were being picky, you would say sometimes gets you a little too warm. But in situations like we are at the moment where like energy bills are just a no-go. Like my missus said this evening, like, oh, we should put the heating on, it's getting that cold. And I pointed to the Oodies that we'd got and just shook my head. So this is where we are.
Yep.
I mean, what's probably going to happen over the next couple of weeks when I release a video for Pedal Boards of Doom, you'll probably see part of the video I'll be in this hoodie. Because it's too cold not to.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to go one or two ways. You're either going to see me sat in an hoodie or you're going to see my nipples. One of the two. So, I mean, by all means, like
The internet can decide.
Yeah, follow.
Yeah, get a poll on the channel.
Yeah,
what would you rather see, me and Udi or my nipples?
Yeah, why not both? Oh, fuck! Like we are. This is a podcast already. This isn't it. Right, I'm going to start us off this week, I reckon. So, as I mentioned at the foot of the podcast, I have reached the milestone of 1,500 YouTube followers, which is quite an achievement.
It is.
It took me so fucking long to get to 1,000. This next 500 has actually been quite quick.
Yeah.
So there's been a lot of momentum building on the Budget Pedal Chap YouTube channel, which is really, really cool. Like, it's all of that hard work over the past, like, I think the channel's been going for about 4 or 5 years, but like the when it got serious is when I struck oil with the No Talk Tone series, which has been just over 3 years now. It's started to pick up. So to celebrate that milestone, I did a special this week. I released a special No Talk Tone. Usually, and without fail, the No Talk Tone has been a Friday release. It's always been a Friday at around 5 or 6 o'clock British normal regular time. I think that's what it's called. Britain.
Just call it British. Like, what I hate is British summertime and Greenwich Mean Time and all that. Just tell me what time it is in the country I'm in. I don't care about your little fucking quirky nonsense. Just tell me what time it is. And it's like when I'm watching the Formula One and they're like, oh, it's at this time at GMT, but you're on BST, so it's at this time. And I'm like, just tell me what it is. If I type in, what time is it in the UK, just tell me what fucking time the race is on when I'm in the UK.
Yeah, don't get fucking smarmy about it. Well, actually, fuck off. Yeah, so it airs around 5 or 6 o'clock, standard regular British time, whatever that time might be at the time. However, this week saw a release on a Tuesday. What? This was a response to some of the community polls that I've been putting up recently. So I'm trying to get a bit more community involvement in between videos, just to kind of get to know the fans a little bit more and see what they like, see what they don't like. So I posted up about the Chef Tone Preacher. In fact, actually, no, it weren't. It was talking about I put down a few pedals that I hadn't demoed yet, and the Chef Tone Preacher was in there, like the V2 Chef Tone Preacher, and an overwhelming majority of people went, "I want to hear the preamp. Show me the preamp." So I obliged and did a little kind of mini No Talk Tone where I did a shootout versus the original tone and the preamp, and I wanted to see what people thought as well. So I wanted them to follow up with their requests. So I put up a poll about what people preferred, and it was an 80-20 split. People going, "I love the preamp." So people like new stuff. Woo.
Yeah, I mean, I get it, and I like the sounds that you can get from it. But personally, I only got Preacher maybe a month ago.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, even though I've told Yeomans that I am going to open it up and turn the preamp on, I haven't yet opened it up and turned the preamp on. And I love the sounds that you can get out of it. Again, you smashed it out of the park. There's a few great tones in there, depending on what you kind of want. The Fendery combo cranked sound is kind of the my sweet spot, which is gain it just before 12 o'clock ish.
Yeah.
Is kind of where I was really enjoying it. And I just don't see the need to turn the preamp on because I like that sound, but I will do it at some point because obviously it'll sound different for me than it does for you because you're running it into a different setup than I am.
Yeah, I mean, if it's there and the way of engaging it is literally just taking apart 4 screws, then it's settled the curiosity. But I've got to admit, I'm part of that 20% as well. I like the standard Preacher mode because I've used it for so long. The Preacher is the second drive pedal on my pedal board that I gig with. So I've got so used to that tone. And like you say, it's like that really kind of dynamic combo amp being kicked, like the head kicked in. But if you've got the gain kind of 12 o'clock-ish, you've still got a bit of dynamics as well. It's not squashing the tone too much. So it's that real sweet spot.
It's that classic blues sound is what I'll say. Like it's not your kind of your Hendrixy kind of blues, but kicked to death with a fuzz pedal.
Yeah.
It's that like earlier blues tone that you think of with, you know, like earlier 60s stuff. Like, and I really love that kind of music. And I'm a fiend for a bit of blues. And yeah, so I love the pedal. I really love the pedal, but I imagine I'll also enjoy some of the other sounds on it. But I imagine what I'll do is I'll go, that sounded really good, but let's go back to that one sound that I really, really, really like. Because I'm a creature of habit, just like most people.
What I will say, like in the demo, I hadn't like prepared any music for it, and I just let the sound of the pedal take me where it was. And almost all of the demo examples with the preamp switched on were kind of Hendrix inspired, kind of riffing. And it got me to a place, like with my playing, that was more Hendrixy than I've ever sounded before. I was like, shit, man, I can play some Hendrix adjacent stuff. This is pretty awesome. But if I try it today, I reckon it won't work. So that pedal was coaxing out some Hendrix in me.
Yeah.
Like non-copyrightable Hendrix. It was Hendrix adjacent. It wasn't Hendrix. Just so we're clear.
Just so we're clear, Mr. YouTube.
That's it. I'm getting to a point now where it's getting serious. So copyright strikes aren't my friend. So I'm staying on the side of caution with it.
Is that why you played a few songs that I recognised?
I mean, if you listen to the No Talk All Tone coming out this week as well, there may be one or two. Yeah, I try. What I try and do is, if I'm playing a riff that's very similar to something, I'll mess with the timing of it, like syncopate it where it's not usually syncopated, or like make it 5/4 rather than a 4/4 version of the riff. So it makes me sound as if I'm really shit, like I can't play. But I do it in a musical way, so it doesn't necessarily sound horrendous. But this the one that's coming out on Friday, because you got one on Tuesday, you were also getting one on Friday as well, which is fantastic. Is the other one that people were suggesting, which was the Behringer Ultra Chorus, which is like possibly the best colour a pedal has ever been. Look, it's that really really tough plastic that the Behringer pedals come in. Yeah. And they've used a really vibrant yellow.
Okay.
And it looks amazing. I'm not going to say any more about it. Check out the video. It's well worth it.
I'm going to have to check this out because I don't know what type of chorus it is. So if it's a really ATC chorus, you could play anything if you're saying that you've gone close to note for note. But like there's other chorus sounds out there that are like more specific to certain songs. But if it's 80s, it's just you've picked some non-hard metal, some non-glam metal from the 80s, so it's got chorus on it.
You'll have to find out. But
I will.
What I will say about this Behringer pedal, it's a really super chorus, and if you play it, you might feel a bit like a boss. It's a super chorus that you might feel like a boss. Boss super chorus. Do you think they'll get the hint there, Matt?
I think you may have swindled them, and they're all now thinking about the chorus that Bruce Springsteen uses.
Yeah, indeed. Oh, he is super, isn't he? The boss.
Yeah,
the boss is super. Very rarely uses chorus, but when he does, it's a super chorus.
Yes, it is the boss's super chorus.
Indeed, yeah. Oh dear. Right, yeah. So I've been real busy this week, not only with my own channel, but I've also kind of helped out Lee as well, who I'd expected to be here, but he's not. So I'll do his job. Damn it. We received a bunch of the K-Line G Series pedals. In fact, the entire line as it currently stands, which was cool. We've talked about those on the podcast, but we did a live YouTube stream where we showed off the entire catalog with sound examples, which was really cool.
That is really cool because, like, I assume over the next few months, between the lot of you, you'll release individual demos on each of those pedals. But
yeah, we will.
It'd be nice to have quick and easy sound examples.
Yeah. So
to give you a ballpark.
Yeah. So like the live stream that we did gives you an idea of what flavor each of those pedals will give you, and then we'll go into a little bit more of a deep dive with each of these individual ones. I imagine those videos aren't going to be massive. They'll be like 2 or 3 minute videos that will show multiple sound examples within that pedal, like depending on how complex the pedal is, because some of them have got 4 knobs, so maybe maybe a minute per sound. I don't know. I've not figured that out yet. Anyway, there's some really cool pedals within that line. I'm not gonna spoil it because the video's up there. You can go check it out. You can make your own decisions on which ones you think are the best ones. But I like them. I think it's a really solid lineup. Not really solid.
Excellent.
And we're going to be talking about a little bit about the form factor of them a bit later on as well.
I think we are.
Yeah, if we don't run out of time. Oh well, fingers crossed.
Matt.
Matt. What you been up to, man? What you been up to?
So I think the first thing I've done is last Sunday I collected what should be a working Vox.
Well, hey.
I haven't carried it up the stairs and into my flat to plug it in and check, but I've been informed that it's now a working Vox, which excites me, but it also means I need to completely rebuild my pedal board again. Not that I didn't already need to do that because it failed the last time I gigged, but it means I need to, because I don't think I had the 2-button Messiah when I killed the Vox. So I've got to try the Messiah to see whether I can get it to play ball. I think I just had because I had the prototype Messiah with the
flick switch,
with the Tolex. Like, you remember he like when he first started making. So I've got the original one with the Tolex on the top and the flick switch. I had that, but I don't think I had the 2-button, which is currently my main drive pedal.
Nice.
So I've got to work out whether I'm using that, whether I'm using the Preacher, whether I'm potentially using, I don't know, the Kossoff drive that I've got, or whether I'm going to go back to the Hotcake because it just plays so well with the Vox.
Yeah.
But the other thing that I'm thinking is maybe I'll try and reduce the amount of drive pedals on my board.
What have you done with our Matt? You are clearly an imposter.
Well, I mean, so the thing is, the last gig I did, right, everything failed and I just used the amps drive and a Tube Screamer style pedal, the Honeyburst. And although it wasn't perfect, it did sound quite nice. So maybe if I just had like the Vox sitting on that edge of breakup, use the volume control to do clean, the Hotcake to do my heavier drive, and the Antares, say, for my lead boost.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I need. Maybe a bit of fuzz. Maybe a bit. Yeah, gotta have a bit of fuzz.
I'm gonna call it here though. I think the Preacher will work really well with the Vox.
I mean, I can definitely see that working.
Yeah, I think the EQ that you get on the Preacher, because it's sitting in that kind of like soft, lower mid kind of range.
Yeah,
I foresee that being an AC30's best friend.
Yeah. No, it may well be, but yeah. So I what I need to do is sit down and do that. Problem is, I live in a middle flat, There's people
no.
above me and below me and next to me on either side.
I mean, how are they with awesome rock tones?
I'm going to imagine that they're fine with it if they're not in.
Yeah, they're okay with it if they don't find out.
So yeah, I'm going to have to find some time to do that, or I'm going to have to convince one of the bands to do a practice, and both of them are going to be like, "What's one of those?"
Practice.
But yeah, so yeah, I've got that. The other thing that I've done is I've booked some flights in a hotel.
Yeah, you have.
Because I found out about when the Birmingham Guitar Show is by finding out that the place that they were going to move to burnt itself to the ground.
Yes, yeah. Like, weirdly that we're not mentioning this in the news, but yes, the Birmingham, the new Brindley Hall, they were doing some maintenance on the roof and set it on fire, didn't they?
And you're not going to believe this, but I have a story locally about a company doing some maintenance on a roof and setting the building on fire. So it's not as uncommon as you think. One of the places I play quite regularly over here that has quite a big function room was out of action for about 4 years because they brought in some roofers and the roofers set the roof of the hotel on fire and destroyed the entire hotel.
I mean, that's one way of like starting the roof again, isn't it? I suppose.
Apparently, roofers like to set buildings on fire.
Well, there you go.
I mean, yeah. I thought it was a one-off, but then like it's the same thing has happened over there.
Yeah, I'm really hoping that the new Brindley Hall is not out of action for 4 years because it's a banging venue. It's really kind of central, and the curry is amazing. And as much as I asked on the Facebook if they're going to have the curry back and if they're going to, like, number one, if the parking's going to be better because that is the drawback of Brindley Hall. But also if they're going to have the curry because the curry is worth going to the show alone. Like it is okay. Just simply fantastic. And I think the people who cater for the new Brindley Hall are the people who own New Brindley Hall. Like they're tied in with the people who own it. So I don't think they'll get the same caterers for this new place. But
I wasn't going just for the catering, but that's mildly disappointing.
It is, unfortunately.
But yeah, so it's moved in towards Solihull, is that right?
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
It's moved down and right.
Yeah, closer to the airport, basically.
Yeah, which has made it really, really convenient and a lot cheaper for me. So I messaged Stu and I was like, when you stay, like, what kind of prices? Do you do hotels or do you do Airbnbs? And he's like, oh, I've done both and we spend this much. And last time I was like, when I'm with the family, I have to spend this much. And when I did it with a mate and we spent this much. And I looked and I was like, okay, well, you were spending that and I can find a hotel that's about, I think it's about 3 miles away, but it might even be closer than that for £99 for 2 nights.
That's
with
really
breakfast both days.
I'm
going to book that now.
Yep. That's pretty good.
It's off the junction of an M or A road. I can't remember.
Sure.
Junction 46. Does that ring a bell?
Junction
43? It's I don't fucking know. It's basically it said it's near junction this, and it's a Premier Inn anyway. I don't understand road numbers and names in the UK. Everything should have a name of the place that it goes to. Over here, we've got Peel Road, we've got Douglas Road, we've got Castletown Road, we've got Ramsey Road, and they all go to those places.
Yeah, we've got those as well. Like we've got, I live not too far away from the Birmingham Road, and then like there's another one which is like the Wolverhampton Road, which does exactly as it's intended. But the bigger ones, you're probably somewhere near the M6, which is basically the motorway that takes you from around London all the way up the UK, pretty much.
Okay.
So it's like if it's not the M6, I will be like, I would be shocked. It might be the M42 as well, because that's.
I think it might be M6, But yeah,
Well,
like whatever it was just off junction something, and it's like 3 miles away from the convention center and 4 miles away from the airport, as
Yeah.
opposed to trying to get from the airport to a hotel in the center of Birmingham, staying in a hotel in the center of Birmingham, which would be probably 3 times the price, or an Airbnb that would be 3 or 4 times the price. So yeah, the fact that it's had to move and they've had to pick a venue that's not in the center of Birmingham has actually reduced the cost for me massively, to the point where it was cheaper for 2 nights of the hotel than it is for me to fly there and back, which the flight's about 110 quid.
Okay. Like the great thing about Birmingham Airport is that it is very well connected. So even if it does move to the new Brindley Hall again, I'll have a chat with me. I'll show you some ways of like reducing the cost and like being as well connected to all of the places you need to get to anyway.
Yeah.
Like it's like Birmingham Airport is incredibly well connected. Like it is literally built on the train station. So
yeah, I mean, to be fair, I've flown into Birmingham twice before. Once I got straight on a train, and once I've got family that live in Oxfordshire that came up to meet me.
Oh, there you go.
So I've been to Birmingham Airport, but I've like one of the time that I got on the train and went to fucking Northampton on a rugby tour. So I've no idea where the fuck I was. didn't see anything. I was fairly drunk by the time we landed. So yeah, I don't really remember much about Birmingham Airport.
Sounds like a successful rugby tour, that does.
Oh, it was a successful rugby. It was a very enjoyable rugby tour, I think.
Yeah, so I've been told.
Yeah. But yeah, no, so I'm coming to the Birmingham Guitar Show. Woo! And I'm going to finally meet the other people some of the other people from the podcast.
That's it. Like it's official. Like,
9 years or whatever it is.
9 years. It's not been that long, surely. Surely
no.
Not.
But I've known you since we were listening to the GAC podcast, and that is about 9 years.
Yeah,
maybe even 10 years.
Yeah, I mean it's got to be wicked. I have mentioned that I'm going to try and take you to the Wellington, which is the finest pub that Birmingham has to offer. And if that damn Stuart Tate tries to tell us to go to the post office vaults again, I will smack him in the mouth. You've heard it here first on the podcast.
I'm going to smile and nod because I have no idea what you're saying.
Yeah, just the Wellington is a top tier pub. It is like holy grail of pub. And when people suggest you move away from that, like you go somewhere else which is not that pub, it makes me angry. It makes me sad and angry. So we'll stay there and we'll probably podcast IRL.
Sounds like a good night.
Indeed. Right, so we've got some stuff. We've got a hot take. Let's take some hot. Last week didn't go the way that Lee thought it would. So the question was, or the statement even, clones of vintage pedals are objectively better than the originals, which Lee thought would go in the way of the vintage pedal. It hasn't at all. 20% of people were simping for the originals. 80% of people said vintage pedals suck, which nothing makes me happier. I think we won them over with the fact that vintage pedals usually have some like odd like mini jack for power or like hardwired power cables and are just like massive and really, really inconvenient. And like,
I mean, the wrong argument was made for vintage pedals. The argument for the vintage pedals and not the clone is they made the circuit. The circuit doesn't exist without those, and therefore you couldn't either make the clone or improve the copy.
Yeah,
that's the only argument. And to be fair, I'm kind of on the side of like people like Stu. You mentioned the Raise the Dead. That's enough of a change from the initial Fuzz Face that it's its own thing. So I wouldn't really class it as a clone. I know it sort of is, but it's so different that it's almost not. But things like 3-letter companies that directly clone things. I'm just trying to not to libel myself. But yeah, three-letter companies that literally directly clone stuff and try and charge 3 times as much as a Chinese company would for the same pedal.
Yeah.
That's what I don't like, and that is that they are the clones, and that's the part of the clone business I don't like. Is it's that, getting yourself a name brand off the back of soldering somebody else's circuit together again.
Yeah, it's almost like stolen valor, isn't it? There.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think like you could have gone with the fact that vintage pedals are just way cooler, which they clearly are.
Yeah.
There's no amount of, oh, but this is better. No, it's cooler. Like the vintage one is cooler.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, but if you rock up to a gig and you plug in a Boss CE, you have to hardwire in your Boss CE1. You look fucking amazing. I don't care. Yeah.
It's a real power move, isn't it? It's a real power move. But like that,
you also have to say to the rest of your bandmates, please tread carefully, because if you walk in the wrong place, something might, jump out and work. Or just, yeah.
And just don't mind the background hum that I will have for the entire gig. That is just mojo tone there. You don't mind that. I'll try and get rid of it as much as I can by angling myself to like north and rolling the guitar volume down just a touch so that the signal cuts a little bit.
Yeah.
But that's the price for vintage tone. Anyway, like vintage pedals suck. So that is the official stance of the Fret Talk podcast, whether we like it or not. This week we've got one. The hot take this week: concentric pots have no place on a pedal.
Correct.
And that is this week's hot take. So in the polls, there's only one choice, so vote for that. Right, I suppose we've got to argue against it. So why are you saying that it's correct? Yeah. Why are you saying that this is
they're really fucking fiddly to use. If you try and change one of them, you're changing both of them, whether you like it or not. So if you've set one of them in the place that you like it, the other one is wherever it landed, and that's where you end. Or you try and set the other one, and then the original one has changed. So that's a stupid system. Also, why do you need a concentric pot? No pedal needs more than 4 controls on it, and you can set 4 controls on a pedal without having concentric pots. So why are you doing it? What is the purpose of your concentric pot? No, I can't think of a single effect that needs more than 4 controls.
Yeah.
4 rotary controls. You can have a switch if you want somewhere.
If you're feeling fancy.
Yeah, if you want to be really, really la-di-da about it.
Yeah. I mean, like, that's most boutique drive pedals, that is.
Yeah.
But, okay, like the maneuvering of concentric pots is the basic, like, it's the big bugbear of concentric pots, isn't it? Like, there's methods that you can use. You can hold the bottom sleeve as you turn the top knob.
So, sorry, you want me to take my guitar off so that it doesn't, like, rattle around on the floor and...
Oh, yeah, like if you're doing it whilst there's a guitar on you, you are asking for that guitar to get bashed up. And,
it's either going to get chipped or it's going out of tune because you've hit the tuning pegs into something, or the headstock into something, or you might snap the head off your Les Paul.
Yeah, so it's a delicate procedure. Like it's almost Krypton Factor style, where you're like trying to balance with one foot whilst also like bending a very, very specific angle. But it's So the adjustment of them is really, really tough. I'm not going to argue against that because I would be losing all day, every day. But to say that pedals only need 4 knobs, I mean, there are quite a few pedals that are like good that have got more than 4 knobs.
Name them.
Name everyone. you like the
name the ones you can think of, and I will tell you why you're wrong.
Well, so I mean, just like to hand here, I've got the Joyo American Sound and the British Sound. They've got 6 knobs on them. They're not concentric because they did the right thing and made them in big enclosures.
Yeah.
But they're really good, and what they're based on, the Tech 21 like amp series, all of those absolutely fantastic. 6 knobs, brilliant.
But that's an amp that somebody's put in a box, so that's not a pedal. That's an amp.
Yeah.
I didn't say amps couldn't have. Also, I mean, to be fair, fuck off your three bass middle treble. Sod that off and put a tone knob on there.
But they have like the Iron Man series one. The clean glass is basically the American sound without the quote unquote amp sim. That's not really an amp sim, and they've replaced the EQ with a tone control, and it's just not as good. So you do need that 3-band EQ. It is very good.
Buy an EQ pedal.
So instead of having one pedal, have 2 pedals. When you could just have one pedal. So there's that. I mean, like a bunch of the Boss ones, like the Boss RE2. Aren't
they concentric?
Pardon?
I'm pretty sure the RE2 has concentric, doesn't it?
Yeah, they do. But if you didn't have the concentric pots on that, you wouldn't be able to adjust all the parameters that make this pedal so special.
So what parameters do you need on a reverb? You need amount of reverb, amount of clean tone.
I think you've got it there. It's just amount of reverb. That's it. Like the Hoff Mini is the perfect reverb.
I mean, it's the perfect reverb. That's why I run it always on all the time, on no matter what amp I'm playing through. So yes, you're right. But I mean, so you've got amount of reverb, amount of clean tone if you need to.
Yeah.
Style of reverb. I'm trying to think of anything else that you'd need on a reverb pedal. Like as I say this, I remember that I'm running a reverb pedal with 5 knobs on it.
There you go. So I mean, there's that. Like, there's like various delays that do it as well. Like the Carbon Copy Deluxe has got more than.
That's 2 button.
It is.
That's no longer a pedal. That's 2 pedals in a box.
But it requires like enough knobs. Any of the TC X4 stuff, like the Ditto.
Again,
X4
that's got 3 knobs. That's 3 pedals. So you're allowed up to 12.
But they require more than 4 knobs. So
yeah, but they've got 3 switches. So they can have 12 knobs because it's 3 pedals in one box. It's just If you've got a foot switch, it's 4 parts per foot switch. That's my rule.
Now the goalposts are changing. Now it's changing. But there you go. So there's multiple ways that you can justify having more than 4 knobs per foot switch. I mean, there's definitely ways to argue that it should never be the case. I'm looking at you, Mega Distortion. Oh dear.
Yeah, but I mean, if we go back to it, like if you're going to do more than 4 controls, and your boss, you struggle to do 4 on a boss because those fucking thin, spindly knobs are shit anyway. The 3 knob ones are much better for the boss than those like 4 in that line across the top. But then to make it 6 or 7 or 5 and have the fucking rotary, like my is it RE3 was the thing.
So I'm just for the listeners here, I'm showing how Behringer absolutely trumped Boss by fucking concentric pots completely off.
Yeah, and just doing 6, 4, and then 2 below them.
Yep.
And I mean,
that's so much better.
That's a better solution, but there's still too many controls on a drive pedal.
I mean, this is a metal zone, so without that, like if you just had like the high and the low, and then didn't have any of the mid controls, that would be fucking useless. And if you just had the 2 mid controls and not the high and the low, that would be fucking useless.
Yeah, and then you've still not got any volume or gain.
Yeah, like if it was just all EQ, it'd be usable, but like barely.
Yeah,
I think if you made it four controls, it would have to be all EQ. It's quite good, actually. There you go, boss.
Almost. So what you're saying is the Metal Zone is an EQ pedal that they accidentally put some gain into.
Yep, pretty much. Pretty much. Yeah, it's like such a incredibly powerful EQ pedal. I mean, they ruined it by making it so gainy by putting so much distortion on it. But
yeah,
I mean, there's ways around that. You can like circumvent the clipping part of the circuit and turn it into the world's best EQ.
Are we now getting away? Have we changed the hot take to Boss should have made the Metal Zone an EQ pedal?
Yeah. Can we just have the Boss Zone? So take out all of the metal of it and then just the zone.
We could replace the GE7 that's been there for 30 years.
Yeah. Because like a lot of people mod those because they're a bit noisy, aren't they?
Yeah.
So yeah, just having like a parametric EQ, and then it could be a 4-knob thing. Oh, that would be awesome. Shit, man, that's really cool. But back onto the hot take.
Pots.
Back onto the hot take. Yeah. So like concentric pots they are tough to maneuver, but realistically, how often are you changing pedal settings mid-set?
Not very often at all.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, theoretically, you it's a set and forget. You could get your tone that you like dialed in, you sorted. Have the controls that you might change. So, like the bass. Like if you're in a particularly bassy room or whatever, you can like cut the bass out. Have that on a single knob, and have the ones that you're less likely to change on the concentrics.
Okay, so I put it to you that you are doing a gig, and it is a wedding gig, and it is in a function room, not in a specified music area. It's in a function room, so you are playing at the same level as all of the pissed people, and the bride has one too many drinks. She trips over the singer's monitor, puts her hands out, and changes the settings on every single one of your pedals. If you've got any concentric pots on there, you may as well take that pedal off your board and throw it in the bin because you are not getting your sound back before the end of the night.
No, yeah, that's then dead to you. That for the rest of the night, that pedal is dead to you, and you've just got to hope and pray that it's not a really important one.
Yeah.
So, but I don't think there are many wedding gigs where we're like using the Metal Zone as our primary drive pedal.
No, I mean, it all depends on what the pedal is, but yeah. I mean, if you're in a soundscapey band and that's your RE2...
Yeah, then you're still not playing the wedding gig, are you? Like, people aren't hiring the soundscape band to drone on for 70 minutes.
What if it is a soundscapey wedding? What if you're doing that as the... I suppose they're not pissed then, are they? If that's the intro to the wedding. Just having this weird sound. Okay,
you're doing like weird soundscape. But then I think they don't necessarily mind if you fucked up your settings on your reverb, because you click on it, it makes horrendous sounds, and they go, "Oh, that's avant-garde, that is." So you're pretty much winning. So we've got some arguments for, we've got some arguments against, and I think the fact that you can save space with the footprint of your pedal by adding these concentric pots is a bonus for you. It's not a choice that I would choose, but it's a choice that certain people have chosen, and it's like proven popular. The RE2 has been massively popular. Boss have even released a pedal this week that has got concentric pots. So we shall see, and it will be down to you, the dear listener, to tell us which is correct. If it is concentric pots do belong on pedals, or concentric pots need to get in the bin. That is down to you. So in the Fret Talk podcast group, you will find a poll as and when I can be bothered to put it in. It will probably be kind of mid-afternoon on the day of release, because I'm going to give you an opportunity to listen to the podcast first. So we'll do that. So check back into the Fret Talk podcast group and cast your vote. You have your say on this to tell us which is correct. We've got some news.
Woo!
Indeed. So, first bit of news this week is that Motley Crue's guitarist, Mick Mars, one of the founding members of Motley Crue, has made the decision to hang up his touring boots, touring scarf, touring stuff, his touring attire. He's hanging up the touring because of health issues. He's got some form of like arthritis, like inflammatory arthritis, which is making gigging basically impossible for him. So, I mean, that's a pretty sad time, because it must be horrendous having spent your entire life doing, like, carving out a name for yourself in a music career and then not being able to continue on with it. But he's paid his dues. He's like done years and years worth of touring. So he finally gets to hang up his boots, touring boots.
I mean, I assume he's going to hang the guitar on the wall.
Indeed.
Maybe.
Well, like, I imagine he's still got to be playing at home, but he hasn't got the pressure of, I'm going to have to play this.
It doesn't have to go in a case, does it? You can hang it in the bedroom wall now.
Yeah. In one of his many mansions, I assume. I assume Motley Crue are rich. I don't know.
I mean, you say that. I just had to Google them to remember any of the songs that they've done, and I think I've heard of one of them.
Kickstart My Girls, I think, is one of them.
Dr. Feelgood?
Yeah, Dr. Phil.
Dr. Phil, yeah, they do the theme for Dr. Phil.
That's it. No, Motley Crue, they've got some songs. Girls, Girls, Girls is a wicked tune.
I've heard of that one as well. That's not in their Wikipedia article.
Okay. So yeah, they've done a few tunes. It's they're pretty cool. Motley Crue largely these days are known for either Tommy Lee posting a picture of his dick on Instagram. Pretty fucking big dick, so I hear. I mean, if you've got it, why not flaunt it? And Vince Neil of Motley Crue looking like the Abominable Snowman from the Disney movie. And
yeah, I can see it now. Yeah.
There's a lot of like memes doing the lyrics, misheard lyrics of him performing these days. Oh, they're fucking good.
Okay.
Look, he's not, like, if you look at pictures of him back in the day, he was like a svelte man. He was like quite an attractive young chap, quite muscular. And those are not things that you would use to describe him these days. I
think I've seen something about this recently where you just can't understand a word he's saying now for some of the songs.
Yeah. I think the breakout one is the one where he's talking about his Big Mac 103. Hog, something. I don't know. There are lyrics, but they ain't them. So, like, Motley Crue still going on, but not without Mick Mars these days. They have announced their standing guitarist, the touring guitarist, who's going to like pick up the mantle of Motley Crue guitars, and it is John Five. John Five, you know, the guy who has the really wicked signature Telecaster.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, the signature Telecaster, if you only know about him for Marilyn Manson and is he Rob Zombie? Was that him?
Yeah, he has toured with Rob Zombie, yeah.
Yeah, so if you only know about him for there, like, it's a little bit weird that he's got a Telecaster, but obviously he's a country guitarist as well, isn't he? So that makes it less.
Yeah, like massive into country.
Don't imagine he moves in the same circles as Motley Crue very often.
No, like It's all very vague, isn't it? Like if you had like Venn diagram for Motley Crue and Venn diagram for John 5, they'd just about be touching, wouldn't they?
Yeah, like I imagine the occasional either Manson or like Rob Zombie do the same festival as Motley Crue. I don't think they'd ever tour together because they're just in a very different era to each other.
Yeah.
In terms of the way that, like, certainly they I imagine their followers know of each other, but aren't massive fans of. Like, I can't imagine a hardcore Marilyn Manson fan also being a hardcore Motley Crue fan. I can imagine them knowing a few of their songs and going, yeah, that's all right. But I can't imagine, like, you've got diehard fans of Marilyn Manson and of Motley Crue.
Yeah, of
or
both.
Country music and Motley Crue.
Yeah, the weird, like the Venn diagram is getting further away, isn't it?
I feel like country music's probably on a different Venn diagram to the rest of it.
Yeah, it's on a different page, completely different. But like you got like John 5's like new metal, industrial metal career, and then Motley Crue. You've got the intersection in the centre is guys who like rock.
Yeah, it's people who attend Download Festival.
Yeah, like or like rock nights at bars.
Yeah,
they'll have heard of both people's songs.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is. They're the 1 degree. They're not like a 0 degrees of separation. They're a 1 degree of separation. A guy has been to Download, and both of them were there at the same festival.
Yeah, like much like I'm a massive like dad rock. Like 70s classic rock is pretty much my era. Yeah. I've been to Download and I saw bands like Killswitch Engage and Disturbed, and I'd go, yeah, I know those guys. I heard them live, and Killswitch were wicked. In fact, actually, Disturbed were wicked.
I can imagine they were.
Not a band that I would ever go out my way to listen to at all.
Yeah.
But I'll go, yeah, that was pretty cool. And that is about as much information about Disturbed and Killswitch that you'll get out of me. Likewise, the guy who likes Motley Crue. Oh yeah, I've heard of that John 5 guy. I saw the rig rundown that once. Yeah. And he had some pretty sweet Telecasters. Don't know what he's done. Couldn't name you any of his songs. But it's about that, isn't it? It's that kind of that relationship. But there you go. So John 5, touring guitarist with Motley Crue. Now, who would you say would be a better fit? So who are we thinking might be just a bit closer in that Venn diagram?
Take somebody else from an 80s rock, like an 80s. They're not glam metal, so they're not quite Bon Jovi, but like they're not far. They're closer to Bon Jovi than they are fucking Marilyn Manson.
Oh yeah, massively. Like same era, same hair.
Just take
slightly different.
Face. What's his face that's got the strap?
Richie Zambora.
Just take him.
I mean, he's not doing Thingy anymore, is he? He's not doing Bon Jovi anymore.
Take him. Just tell him to buy a Les Paul.
I mean, you could do. I was thinking someone more like, I don't know, maybe like Richie Kotzen, who played with Poison.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
And they're like contemporaries. Like Richie Kotzen absolutely rips. And so like would easily be able to cover the Motley Crue stuff. Perhaps a bit too high profile for Motley Crue though.
Yeah.
But that being said, I would have sworn that John 5 would have been a bit too high profile for Motley Crue. So who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe because he hasn't. Maybe because he's not actually his own solo. Like he's not really a solo artist, is he? So I guess.
Yeah. Well, John 5 John 5 has done solo stuff.
Okay, so he's not a successful solo artist.
yeah, not as successful as Kotzen with the Winery Dogs as well, and all that kind of stuff. So I think him maybe. Who else? I mean, Nita Strauss would be a good one if she hadn't recently teamed up with Demi Lovato.
to become a pop guitarist, because that's the thing.
Maybe Orianthi, because again, like she was going to do the Michael Jackson stuff, weren't she? So like she's more than capable. Not really all that well known outside of like very guitar-y circles. Ironically, she's with or was with Richie Sambora. So
okay, there you go.
So there you go.
Why don't they both go and they can each cover half a set?
Yeah, twofer. Get twofer. I think at the moment Orianthi's really trying to push her solo career though, because I see a lot more of her on social media recently. So
I think the last time I heard of Orianthi was when we talked about female guitarists. I think that might have even just been in the group chat. Yeah. And I think the time I heard about her before that was when Nita Strauss replaced her as the guitarist for Alice Cooper, like 15 years ago. So her solo career is not going to plan, from my point of view.
I mean, I saw some Instagram things, and like she was going through some acoustic, like some riffs that she'd written on an acoustic, and she was absolutely ripping this acoustic a new asshole. So like she can play. Fuck me, she can play.
Absolutely, but
yeah, she's not quite got that like punched through that barrier yet, has she? Where she's like coming into her own. So
yeah, no,
I don't know. Like maybe Courtney Cox as well, not the Friends actress, but the the other one, like the one who was in the Iron Maidens.
I'm gonna smile and nod like I knew there was a person called Courtney Cox in the Iron Maidens. And
there you go.
Yeah. So they all, the listener can hear me smiling and nodding. Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. Sure.
Yeah, Phil X maybe as well, but he's doing Bon Jovi as well, isn't he?
Yeah, I think Bon Jovi is a better gig than Motley Crue.
Yeah, almost certainly.
It's certainly going to pay better.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So John 5 may not have been as bad a choice as we first thought, because we're
struggling,
drawing blanks here, aren't we? A little bit.
Yeah, we are scraping a proverbial barrel.
Indeed, and in fact, mentioning Nita Strauss, she did a guitar clinic in Georgia, a place called Big House Guitars recently, and some bloke with really big brass bollocks saw an opportunity when Nita was going like schmoozing the crowd with the meet and greet. He saw this opportunity where her stuff was being unguarded by anyone, and went up and jacked her GT core. So she had like a Boss GT core.
Yeah, just what a lovely human being.
Indeed. Yeah, like shady as fuck. I saw the footage because Nita Strauss put it on her Instagram, which was just top class move. Well, that's really cool. This
look at this man who stole my thing.
Yeah. Like he walks around, notices that no one's guarding all of this stuff, and he's like, "Shit, this is an opportunity." Like then goes over to her pedal board, unplugs this GT core, and then hides it underneath like an envelope that he's holding. And then like proceeds to walk out the store looking shady as fuck. It's like it's comical almost how shady he is, but like massive props to the Big House Guitar peeps, because they made it right. They replaced the GT core for Nita. Nita, not Nina. Why do I keep thinking her name is Nina? Nita Strauss. So they replaced it so that she weren't without her like touring gig board thing, so that she could carry on doing her shows. But this, just like incredible how brazen this chap was.
Yeah. What? Yeah. I mean, I suppose the motivation is you're a scumbag of a human.
Yeah. Like, I know they're worth a bit of money, and I could probably get away with stealing that because the guitar was on the stand there as well. Like, if he was really like super scummy scumbag, he could have tried to steal the guitar. But I think, like, logically, he chose the right thing because it's quite small, quite compact, and went, I could get away with stealing that.
Yeah.
So he did. But he's plastered all over social media on a person who's got quite a following on social media. So shit ain't going to go right for you, mate. Right,
it's just so brazen. Like, idiot.
Yeah. I mean, people like that deserve to be in a constant state of stepping on Lego.
Yeah.
Just all of the door handles that they go to push are pulls instead of pushes. Or like when you walk through the door and the loop in your trousers gets caught on door handles.
Yeah.
Like that happens to him at least 3 times consecutively every day.
Yeah.
That's karma, that is.
It is.
Right, we've put it off for quite a while. Boss have released a thing this week. Boss have released the slicer. The slicer, I hear you say, isn't that already a thing? Well, it was, yeah. The SL20 was like one of those COSM units with the 2 foot switches. A bit like the Space Echo, a bit like the weird. There was a reverb one with like a little swirly pattern in the center as well, and there was like a distortion modeler as well, and yeah, that range, kind of mid 90s, 2000s dual foot switch. You know the range. Yeah. So they've released the slicer in a very delightfully 80s looking enclosure. And like it's the standard Boss enclosure, but with like slightly more squared off edges and very, very kind of 80s block text.
Yeah.
For the slicer. So it looks like almost like your DM2, your original DM2.
This
That's
one
that same. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, it does actually. In fact, I'm pretty sure that's the same font.
Yeah,
I think they've just gone back to using the font that they used in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah,
and you're right. The text on it definitely just looks like those classic Boss pedals, not like the modern, like the SY2 or anything like that.
Yeah, because it's all got a little bit rounder and a bit softer, hasn't it? Those 80s texts were like very kind of almost like militant looking and very harsh edges.
Yeah.
So yes, so it's got that look. It's the Boss slicer, and the SL2. It's basically the big 2 foot switch unit in a single foot switch. It's got concentric pots.
Hey! Everybody's favourite.
Yeah, we've talked about those before. And then on my podcast write up here, it says Lee will give us more detail. So let's just sit around and wait for Lee to.
So what he does right is I don't think I can keep that up. I'm terrible at Southern UK accent.
Indeed, he's definitely a Southerner. Definitely. So the slicer it's a weird one, isn't it? It does a lot of things, but it's not like it's not an effect that you'd usually go to. So it's not a vibrato, it's not a chorus, it's not a tremolo. It's something kind of in between a few.
I'm gonna smile and nod because you say slicer, and I can imagine what a slicer might do, but I don't think I've ever heard one.
Yeah,
unless the start of Boulevard of Broken Dreams by Green Day is a slicer.
That's a tremolo.
Yeah. Is that not what a slicer does? Does it not just like chop the sound up and put gaps in it?
No, that's a hard square wave tremolo, I believe. No. Yeah. I mean, that's that.
Is that not what a slicer does?
The slicer can do that, but it does other things as well. So as far as I understand it, and I'm in no way an expert, so by all means, don't take this as gospel. And if you know more about the slicer than I do, get in the podcast group. I am not saying that I'm an expert on it, But I believe it's like it's got like tremolo functions where it can slice up the sounds, but it also can change the quote unquote repeats, so it can alter the slices of the tone. So you can almost use it like a step filter, like you would on a keyboard, like an arpeggiator kind of thing. You can have like patterns, so your slices can be not just uniform, not no, but can be sequenced in a specific way. Like no.
Okay.
But then you can also affect them, so you can add pitches on top of those slices, so that you can add like arpeggiation. You can add modulation onto those slices as well. So,
yeah. Okay. So it's weird tremolo, is what you're saying.
like to boil it down, yes, yeah.
If you can explain it to an idiot, you would say that it's like a weird tremolo where you can change the choppiness of the tremolo, but not in terms of how consistent it is. You can like make it inconsistent, and then you can do other things with the repeats. It's almost like a tremolo crossed with a delay pedal with a modulation pedal for the delays.
Yeah, so you understand how like categorizing it is quite difficult because it kind of straddles the line between multiple effects. Yeah, I think if you were explaining it to an old person, like someone like you kind of Guitar George from the Dire Straits song, who goes to the pub every Saturday and pulls out his trusty 60 Strat, plugs directly into his little, I don't know, he's like Vox AC30 and plays some guitar.
Plays all the chords but doesn't know any lead.
Yeah, that's it, yeah. He knows all of the chords. Right, you can play F like no one else. Damn Guitar George. I'm still not there yet. But like if you were explaining to Guitar George what this pedal does, you go, it's a bit like a tremolo, but like with added like delay bits and like pitch bits as well. So yeah, kind of like that. So in my mind, the way that I kind of justify it is, if you wanted to step into the world of like the synthesizer pedals, but didn't want your guitar signal to sound like a keyboard, then this is the pedal you go for. So
if you wanted, so basically, if you're in the SY1 is if you're a guitarist and you want to sound like a keyboard player, and the slicer is if you're a keyboard player who knows some guitar chords and you want to sound like a guitar, but it have the keyboardy kind of patterns and rhythms.
Yeah, if you want the heart of a keyboard, but the soul of a
guitar. Yeah, the sound of, I now more understand it than anything else that we've said so far. And actually, it makes sense. So basically, the SY1 makes you play the guitar, but the noise that comes out sounds like a keyboard, but the chords aren't made up properly of keyboard noises because you're playing a guitar.
Yeah.
And this makes keyboardy type effects on your guitar, but the guitar still sounds like the guitar.
Yeah, it remains.
It just might have pitch shifting and guitar-y type effects on those sequences or whatever.
Yeah. So if we were talking about it being a spectrum, and on the one side there is a tremolo, and the other side there is an SY1, in the middle would be the slicer.
Yeah. Okay. I'm getting it more and more now.
Yeah.
In terms of what it is, not why I would buy one.
Yeah, this is why I need to get into marketing, isn't it? Because I've just managed to explain the concept of a quite abstract pedal in a way that is guitar friendly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Idiot friendly.
Indeed, but not the other word.
Not the other word. No, we don't mention the other word on the internet.
So, the question is: are we excited? I mean, considering that you've only just figured out what the guitar pedal does, you haven't had much.
I'm
choice.
sure Lee is jumping for joy that this is a thing.
Oh, Lee has wet his pants in the excitement. No doubts.
But unless you're planning on writing music that hasn't been thought of by the human race yet,
Yes.
what is this for?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's guaranteed that your standard pub covers band, which both you and I are part of, aren't going to be asking for a specific slicer sound.
Also, I imagine it's quite difficult with concentric pots to program specific like patterns.
Yeah. So,
Like if you had two switches, you could have one of them as like a tap tempo, but instead of doing tempo, you could tap out the rhythm that you wanted.
yeah. So they've thought of this. On the back of this pedal is a USB port, and it hooks up to like a proprietary computer app, which you can then program.
So it's 2022. So I imagine that's USB-C, right?
What's that?
What's that?
It's USB
not
1. It's the big old chunky USBs.
Yeah, I think. I mean, I've always called that USB-B, but So it's the same thing that's on the back of my blue snowball.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'm gonna check that.
It is. It's exactly the same connection that's on the back of my blue snowball.
Motherfucker. Oh no, mine's a USB mini. Mine's a USB mini, but like on the back of my, so like a printer cable.
Yeah.
Printer USB. Yeah. Oh, really, really old USB.
So what you're telling me is a company that is creating a new pedal in 2022 has not even used mini USB, has used giant 90s USB for its interface.
Yes, this is correct. Yeah,
Okay,
there's no excuse for it. I'm not justified.
Like I criticize the TC pedals every time they do one of theirs where they haven't upgraded from
mini USB, isn't it?
There's this, I can't remember, mini and micro are the same thing, but the opposite way around. Or like I forget which way around they were. But why aren't they all just USB-C? Like bearing in mind that companies are being forced to change their phones, unless you're in the UK where you don't have to. But if you're in Europe or the States, you're going to have to start using USB-C for everything. So we just have a universal connection so that it's just a billion times easier for everyone.
Yeah.
In that world, why can't pedal companies do that?
Because fuck you, that's why.
And also, like, why must Boss insist on having 3mm jack MIDI cable in? Like, I hate MIDI anyway. I don't really care. But surely, if you're, I imagine it's the same reason why Apple still have the Lightning, in that it forces you to buy one of these 3mm to 5-pin MIDI converters every time you buy a Boss pedal. Because I can't think of another reason why you wouldn't just put that fucking thing in the pedal.
Well, it's space saving, isn't it? Like it's easier to put a mini barrel jack on a pedal than it is to put the 5-pin MIDI cable, because they're quite big. And if you're insisting on putting a massive USB port on the back, you're running out of space. Yeah,
so why not just put a USB-C on, and then you've got space for your proper MIDI connector?
Hey, I'm not. It's not my decision, but
and
there you go. So
I'm sure that most people aren't going to care about that, providing it comes with one of those cables. Because if you don't have, like, I've got one in the back of my snowball, but I never had one of those lying around.
These are going to sell anyway. Like no matter what we say about it, no matter what anyone says about
there's
it,
there's definitely a market for it. It's the same market as the SY2 and all that stuff, I imagine, or a similar market. I would say.
Yeah, definitely. It's not for the blues dads. It's definitely not for the blues dads. But I imagine it's going to be exciting, Lee. It might even be exciting, Josh. He's into the kind of strange stuff like that. Like,
If they can make it so that I can just arpeggiate a solo from a particular song that I struggle to play, then we can talk. So if I can just play one note and it knows that when I play that one note, what I actually want to play is the solo from, I don't know, the fucking, whatever I'm struggling to play at the time. Maybe we've thrown Hotel California in and I've forgotten the solo, and I can just press the Hotel California solo button, or the patch, that I've created on my slicer, and I play the first note of it, and it goes off and plays the rest, and I can go to the bar and get a drink. Then we can talk.
That'd be wicked if you just played like the first note of those arpeggiated sections and it did the rest for you. Okay, switch.
Ding, ding, ding.
Oh, that would be really good. Yeah, I mean, that would be the Boss HC2, wouldn't it, that? Hotel California.
Yeah. Well, no, because you need two of them, because you also need one for Sultan at the end of Sultan's Swing.
Yeah, that would be a bit like the collaborations they did with Fender, like the Bassman pedal and the what else was it? Like the reverb tank,
the FRV7.
Yeah, if they had like those pedals, like the Dire Straits, the DS5 or whatever it would be, because you can't have DS1 or 2. And then the HC.
No, surely that's the SS pedal because it's the Sultans of Swing pedal, and the other one's the HC for the Hotel California. I mean, you might struggle to market an SS pedal,
especially if it was jet black and the S's were like really metal font.
Whatever you do, don't put like an iron cross on it or anything.
I think we probably should end the podcast now because we're getting places. Right. So I'm extending a big thanks to our podcast listeners. You're amazing. You're great. I'm extending a big thanks to our Patreon backers. And for as little as $2 a month, only $2 a month, half of a meal deal at most major supermarkets. Definitely about, a quarter of a Starbucks cup of coffee. I don't know. I don't know how much they are these days.
For a tenth of a unit of gas.
Indeed, yeah. Probably about 4 minutes worth of heating in your house. You can sponsor this podcast. You can back us Patreonly. And the people who back us Patreonly, they don't back us for the fucking grammar, do they? They are as follows. We've got Mr. Andrew Bimpson. We've got Mr. Adam Yeomans of Chef Tone Effects. We've got Mr. Doug Christ of 37 Effects, of Masters of the Cinematic Universe, and the Just Surprise Me podcast. We've got Mr. Huge Erection.
Whee!
We have got Mr. Ben Fletcher of Fletcher Pickups. And we've got Mr. Brian Garr of the Tone Jerks podcast and the Second Button podcast. All very quality podcasts. You should listen to them all because they are good. They are good podcasts that you need in your ears. If you want to catch me online, I am Mr. BudgetPedalChap. You can find me at Instagram, at Facebook, and at YouTube. YouTube is the home to the No Talk All Tone series, which this week features the Behringer Ultra Chorus, which is a Boss pedal. It's a real Boss pedal.
I don't think you can say this week it features a Behringer Ultra Chorus. That is a Boss pedal.
I'm using Boss as like the 80s.
So it's like a baller pedal. Like it's banging.
Really, it's really Boss. It's really Boss pedal.
Is it chorusy?
I mean, you would say that this chorus is super.
It's like Batman's
chorus.
Mate. It's Batman's friend's chorus.
Indeed. Super. Matt, where can we find you?
Where can we find you? Twitter and Instagram, heel_MacQ. And I'll try and remember to open Instagram between now and the next podcast.
Indeed. Yep. There you go. So, from myself, Mr. BudgetPedalChap, from Mr. Matt Quine. Say bye, Matt.
Bye, Matt.
Woo. It will be a tatty bye. I got night for this week.
Bye. Bye.
What do you call a mummy covered in chocolate and nuts?
Go on.
A Ferrero Rocher.
Okay. That's that's better than I thought it was going to be.
It's good, isn't it? Ferrero Rocher.
Way.
Oh, it's a good joke.